Welcome to an impromptu episode of the HEARTHSTONE Report. We were not planning on doing this, but we got probably the biggest news of the year at the very end of the year. What a way to close out 2018 with the balance update of all balance updates. Yes. It was crazy. JJ, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Now, this happened a few days ago, and as soon as this happened, we decided we're gonna have to do a report this week.
Obviously.
So Christmas is around the corner, but we're gonna have to do this. So new cards have been changed. We have Wild Growth, Nourish, Level Up. The entire meta game, everything that was dominant is now gone. It's dead. So let's go through the cards and give our opinions. Wild Growth up from 2 mana to 3 mana. Playable still or completely dead?
I think it still is playable, but it definitely became somewhat worse.
Same for Nourish, up from 5 to 6 mana.
I had a different nerf suggested for that before.
Empty mana crystals.
Which is just empty mana crystals. Yeah. That would have also made the card a good amount weaker on the turn it's played, but wouldn't have changed it in the late game. And also,
I think that
the draw option is already getting even weaker now because 6 mana draw 3 is not that good.
I think that would have been probably a better one, but both Wild Growth and Nourish is tough. Maybe one would have sufficed, but now I think this is gonna be really, really hard. It allows Druid to start playing Keleseth.
Oh god.
With the Wild Growths.
I didn't even think about that.
But that's just not gonna do it. Like, that's not gonna be enough, because Druid doesn't profit that much from Keleseth.
Yes, that is true.
Druid typically, when they ramp up, they try to pull off combos really quickly, right? So it doesn't matter if your Heteronox has +1/+1 or your Malagos.
Well, I guess you could do that with certain other decks that, I mean, Heteronox kind of still works because it is still somewhat minion-centric with the first wave of taunts.
Yeah, the dragon.
Yes.
Big taunts.
Token does do some degree of ramp, and that definitely also works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Not sure, but that looks very, very tough. Now, here's the one that made me roll over. Level up to 6 from 5. Odd Paladin. What? Why would they do that? Why would they do that?
I think it would have been better if they actually put it to 7. Because I think Odd Paladin at 7 would still play it.
That is possible, yeah. Maybe they would. And now 7 is very, very expensive already. And that would have definitely weakened the deck a lot. Because getting this out on 5 in so many matchups is so important.
But I think changing it from 5 to 6 as opposed to 7 weakens it. Well, I mean, of course, that weakens the deck even more because now they can't play at all.
Exactly. Now this card is, I'm not even sure about the deck, but this card is completely dead. So if you have level ups, go dust them now for full refund, because this card will never see play. Never see play ever again. It also rotates out, by the way.
I think you could theoretically build like a non-even odd Silverhand Recruit centric deck.
As long as Baku and Gen are in the standard, that's never going to be competitive.
I was about to say, there's just going to be better decks you could play instead that have similar idea.
Will never be. I don't know. I'm not sure if even Paladin is going to try this out, but it's never, ever going to be strong enough. Odd Paladin will take a dip. It might still be a tier, maybe bottom tier 1 or tier 2 deck, but it's not going to be 60% win rate anymore.
Yes.
Now, I personally did not like this because I'm an Odd Paladin kind of guy, but I get that a lot of people were very much in favor of this.
Yeah, I must say I don't disagree with it.
With the nerf?
With the level up nerf, yeah.
Okay.
Again, I would have probably put it to 7 so they can still play it, but I do very much see that, okay, Odd Paladin was by far the best deck in the meta for like 3 expansions now. And honestly, I'm not too sad to see it go.
I mean, Odd Paladin, I definitely am. Odd Paladin will always be special for me, because that's the best deck I ever played. If I had to go to deck, I'd always have to pick Odd Paladin every single time, especially over the last few months. So that's a big one. I don't like it. But the other thing is too, basically everything they are nerfing is rotating out.
Well, not necessarily the cards, not all of them,
but the idea behind the cards.
Because the thing is that the Druid cards are classic, both of them. I think Wild Growth might actually be, Wild Growth is actually not technically classic, it's basic, but
it's basic, yes. But we'll get to that because Druid is completely done anyway. And Druid rotates out next time. Like, everything Druid does rotates. And the same goes for Odd Paladin. Like, Odd Paladin, I think, only has Baku and its basic cards. Or classic cards. Everything else rotates. I think 2/3 of the entire Odd Paladin deck rotates.
Okay, yeah,
It's completely gone. And so Fungal Mancer, the level ups, obviously, the Vine Cleaver, everything, I believe, rotates out. So All Paladin is going to be done. Now,
I mean, they still have Glotrons, I guess?
They then would have to use Glotrons, yes, but Dire Maul is gone, Fireflies are gone, the Righteous Protectors, Lost in the Jungle, list continues, everything gone. Saronite Chain Gang, another card that's going to be nerfed.
That has been nerfed.
Yeah, has been nerfed.
The patch is already out.
Now, this is actually debatable whether the card itself is being nerfed.
Yes.
In some instances it is, in some other instances it's not. But the idea behind this is basically to inhibit the Shudderwalk combo.
Yes, that is, I mean, they explicitly state that they don't want the Infinite Shudderwalk anymore in Standard.
Yes, in Standard. And while you still have doppelgangs.
Exactly.
I don't like this either. What's wrong with Shudderwalk? It's not like it was killing everything, and like when it came out, it was an ambitious combo, and it still was perfectly fine. What's wrong with Shudderwalk? I didn't get it.
Don't hate the nerf as it is, but yes, Shudderwalk was never a problem.
No, Shudderwalk was never a problem.
It can be annoying to face, yes, but it's not winning enough to really justify killing it.
It was never the best deck. It was good and had a lot of good matchups. Top, like, tier 2 maybe deck, very competitive, but that's the idea, right? That's the whole idea of the deck. It also has weaknesses, so why kill Shudderwalk? The thing is, too, so many people crafted Shudderwalk and Zola and Grumble specifically to play this, and now because of a little nerf to Saronite Chain Gang, they wasted like 3 legends worth of dust, which they won't get refunded.
Yeah, that's also one complaint that I've heard.
Shudderwalk's not going to be played again, and I'm not getting a dust refund for the walk. Or the Grumble.
The same thing actually comes up later with Kingsbane as well.
Kingsbane too, right. No, I think I got Kingsbane for free, but still. Yeah, let's actually go to that. So Leeching Poison.
Actually, one question about Saronite Chain. I'm not sure if you know this, but this should also, if I'm not misunderstanding it, make hand buffs not affect Chain the same way anymore either.
Yes, it's a slight nerf in terms of like if you buff it up in Zoo, like Soul Infusion.
Yeah.
The second one is always a 2. However, if you were to like Guribashi Hypemon or something and it's a 1/1, it also summons a 2/3, so it doesn't summon a 1/1.
Yeah, but
so in that case it would be better.
That also, like, for Zulok makes it a lot worse, for example. With Soul Infusion and Kaliseth.
Exactly.
Not being able to hit the Saronite Chain as effectively anymore.
Absolutely.
So I think that is also something that's worth considering.
And again, Chain Gang rotates out. Why now?
Because it doesn't just affect Shudderwalk, which of course was the idea, but it has collateral damage in other decks as well.
Yes, but it rotates out in a few months, and then Shudderwalk wouldn't work anyway.
Hey, I'm not saying that I think that the change is great.
But I'm kind of appealing to the public here, because I've seen so many people talking about how great this nerf, how glad they all are. I don't like this nerf really at all.
I don't like the Chain Gang nerf either, because it also kills Chain Gangs in other contexts.
Yeah.
The Shudderwalk thing on its own, I still don't think is necessary, but I can kind of understand where they're coming from. But they're also nerfing the card in most other circumstances.
I don't get sometimes the timing when they nerf stuff. Like, they don't nerf it when it becomes a problem, but they wait like a full year, almost, since the Witchwood came out. Close to before stuff rotates. They did with Raza and Patch as well. Nerfed it before, like a month before it rotated.
That's true, yeah.
Why would I do that? Now for Raza, I got that because I thought that it would have been too out of control in the wild pool.
Yes.
But Shudderwalk's not going to be more out of control in the wild pool than it's in the standard.
Yeah, I don't get it too much.
So, I'm not a fan of it. Leeching Poison, okay. This one is probably my favorite of the bunch. Because I didn't like facing Kingsbane recently. Kingsbane has gotten really strong with the Raiding Party. Now it's down to 1 mana, but it only gives you lifesteal for 1 turn.
I mean, this effectively kills the entire Kingsman archetype. Almost.
Yeah, basically.
Because the idea is to always be able to control in the late game, but just never dying due to low health because you have the lifesteal on.
Exactly. Now, I haven't actually seen this. I'm not sure about how this works now, but what I've been wondering is if you put it on, you hit, and then you kill the Kingsbane and shuffle it. Does it retain that buff? Because the Kingsbane states it retains its enchantments, right? So if you kill it off while it's still on the turn you give it the lifesteal, and then you pull it off, does it still have lifesteal for the turn you then draw it next time?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because I honestly don't know. I don't think so.
That would be interesting to.
But even then, it should only have it for the turn you played on top of that.
Yeah.
So it would effectively only have it for 1 extra turn.
Yeah.
Of
Which
course,
would be pretty big.
I was about to say it's a significant difference, but
I mean, you can still combo with Doomerang and get 3 heals out of the card of one Leeching poison.
Yes.
But still, yeah, it kills Kingsbane, no doubt.
It does, interestingly enough, bring up the idea of a possibility to maybe run a more control-oriented odd rogue, but I don't think that's happening.
It actually brings up the idea of running not a control, but an aggressive-oriented Kingsbane rogue. With the higher pirate packages, with maybe without the vanishes and saps, but
that too.
But the very aggressive one, board centric and smack to the face with the Kingsbane, buff its attack, right? Because you got the toxicologist, the cutthroat willies dudes, the buccaneers, I think, the squid face. Well, the squid faces are in wild, but the corsairs and all the pirate synergy that goes with this.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You could run this in an
aggressive
Kingsbane pirate aggro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that might be an idea still, but again, nerfing a little common card and greatly diminishes the value of a legend that people put a lot of dust in. I don't like that. I really don't. Like, if you're gonna do that, then at least have the decency to nerf. Like, if you know that this will kill an entire archetype, then nerf the central card and give people the dust refund, right?
See, I would say...
Because Leeching Poison is not a problem in any other way.
I would say that they should not necessarily nerf the main card, but at least give the dust refund.
Or that, yeah.
So just, okay, we nerf Leeching Poison, having Kingsbane in mind, thereby...
Yes.
We're also gonna be giving you a full dust refund for Kingsbane.
Because I would definitely dust Kingsbane out. Also definitely dust Shudderwalk and Grumble probably as well now.
The one problem with allowing the key pieces of a deck where one card has been significantly nerfed to be enchanted at full value kind of sets a precedent that people might later expect them to do that for a lot of things.
Well, yeah, it's right to expect that. If you're killing my deck, give me the dust deck that I put in.
But then the question is, would you find it reasonable to request a full dust refund for Baku?
Why Baku?
Because Odd Paladin has been severely nerfed.
No, there's just so many other Paladins. So many other odd decks. Right?
Exactly, right? But someone might be like, oh, but that's the only odd deck that I run. And you've killed that deck for me, so why should I not get it?
But this is the only deck that even works with this card, right?
But I'm saying...
You're not killing Baku by taking out level up.
Theoretically, this sets a bad precedent that could then either argumentatively be abused later, or... they will just then later say, no, we're not going to do this, and then people are going to be even more pissed than now.
Well, I'm typically on the side that if you significantly weaken a card, then you should get dust refund for that.
I'm not disagreeing, I'm just saying that on a technical level for the future, this might be something that will get them more problems in the future than now.
Yeah, like for example, if they also now took out a lot of the odd warrior, odd rogue ideas, like weaken all those, then at some point you can talk about Baku as well. But Baku in itself is still that impactful.
Again, I'm not saying that Baku has been killed, but I'm saying that
Baku's not been killed. Baku's still strong.
Baku is, I mean, he hasn't really become much weaker. But the idea is just that the idea of getting full dust refunds for legends, if a support card has been weakened, might end up being a slippery slope.
Yeah, but then look at the other side. Like it can be. You said it can be abused by the people, but it can also be abused by Blizzard, because then whenever they'll want to completely destroy a deck, they'll just nerf one vital but very cheap support card, right?
Of course.
And then nothing else works. So for example, they did the same thing with Druid. Like you're not ever gonna get your dust refund for I don't know, Malagos, Togwaggle, if all that is completely dead now. Now this is still a different thing because the Wild Growth and Nourish are always going to be used, or were always going to be used with whatever Druid does basically. But if they did that in like a similar archetype that builds around a very very specific thing, then nothing like that will work out anymore. So for example, if they had like, I don't know, like a Voidlord or Doomguard nerf, then you would get the dust refund for Skull, even though you should.
I mean, I see where I see where you're coming from.
Kingsbane is really the best example.
But that's why also it becomes problematic for like, with Chain Gang, they basically killed Shudderwalk, Grumble, maybe even Zola. It's like, You're not gonna get a full dust for 3 legends because there's one card.
Because you know that... Zola, I would actually not even say, okay, dust refund, because Zola's run other decks. But Grumble and Shudderwalk are only good in one specific thing, and now they are completely irrelevant.
Yeah, again...
Except for maybe like a Tempo Walk, which is gonna be tried out, but I'm not really believing it.
Again, I'm not necessarily disagreeing, I'm just saying that I can see why they're not doing it. And I know why they should,
they
at least in individual cases, do it.
But be sure to at least dust your level ups because they are epics and they will give you like 800 dust back. You can dust your Nourishes as well, actually, and your Leeching Poisons.
I actually don't have level ups or chain gangs.
That's true. Yeah, right. So you're not.
I also, the thing about this is, while I might not agree with everything that they changed, I like that whenever there's a big nerf, it rarely ever affects anything that I play.
Well, it did affect my Odd Paladin for sure this time. You didn't play that much Druid either, right?
I didn't play that much Druid. I never had an Odd Paladin. I do have a Zulok, but I didn't have the chain gangs in there because I simply didn't have them.
Exactly.
So, for me, it's just, oh hey, my Oddrock became a bit better. The exact build because other decks are weaker. Yep. The exact build that I run for Zulok has become a bit stronger because other decks have become weaker and the one card that I was missing isn't as integral to the deck anymore. And just in general, like everything by contrast gets a bit stronger that I play.
What definitely gets stronger by contrast is gonna be Hunter.
Yeah, because Hunter has
untouched.
Way too many competitive decks right now.
There's like 500 decks that are tier 1, tier 2, and... Like, I've looked at HS Replay the past few days, and Hunter just has like a 3% higher win rate than every other class right now. Just overtook Pally in stride. It's crazy. And yeah, the meta actually shifted as we're looking at it. Like, we got even Shaman...
I looked at the tier list right after the nerfs, but Jesus Christ, there's like a bunch of tier 1 decks now.
Yeah, nothing much changed, but All Paladin is already down 5% in win rate, from 60 to 55.
And I think this is technically still total win rate since the inception of the expansion.
I think so, yeah.
No, actually it's latest patch. Never mind.
Okay, so it's since...
they added that as a category. So yeah, since the nerfs, even Shaman has been the strongest deck, which doesn't surprise me because that was a tier 1 deck before.
Still consistency up there. Still, the chain gang nerf doesn't affect it because it doesn't really. If it runs chain gangs, it doesn't use buffs before. So.
Secret Hunter is the second best deck. Hey, I like Secret Hunters.
Yeah, Secret and Spell Hunter are very good.
Spell Hunter, Odd Paladin still there. Odd Quest Warrior, interestingly enough.
I actually do run that.
Odd Rogue.
I can explain the Odd Quest Warrior and the Odd Warrior because. The two worst matchups of those decks used to be Kingsbane and Shudderwalk.
Yeah, but I'm surprised that the Quest one was better than the non-Quest one, but I guess that makes sense because they have a better late game. Odd Rogue, Even Paladin, Odd Warrior, Death Rattle Hunter. Those are the tier 1 decks right now as of recording.
But then look at the next decks. Recruit Hunter and Midrange Hunter are the best tier 1 decks. And there's Odd Hunter in tier 2 as well. Odd Hunter is still
in tier 2, yeah.
So what? Is there like 5 or 6 Hunter decks in the first 6?
I think if you go by class, do they still show win rates? Yes, they do. So there is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Hunter decks with a positive win rate.
Positive win rate out of 8, and the 8th one is Other.
Yes.
So literally every Hunter archetype that's somewhat played is winning it right
also,
now.
Note there's no Druid decks with a positive win rate.
Not one.
At all.
Of course, because it's like I said, Druid has been killed. And now look at this. I actually told you this before, like I think a few days ago. You look at cards like Malfurion, Hedronox, Spreading Plague, Ultimate Infestation, Branching Pass, all rotate out. Druid is not going to have an identity. Druid is not... No one's going to play Druid anymore. It's going to be a dead class.
I guess Malagos kind of still
Twig of the World Tree is gone.
Twig is gone.
Twig is gone. There's nothing. Twig is gone too. I forgot Twig. The Spreading Plague. You can't survive until then. There's absolutely nothing anymore for Druid. Nothing. It's done. It's dead. There's no draw.
Oh god.
There's no armor. What?
There is 3 paladins with a positive win rate.
Yes, even OTK and odd.
Yeah. Yes, OTK DK paladin has a positive win rate. When did that happen?
Oh yeah, it's become kind of alright. That's actually that's totally a thing.
Yeah,
now.
Kingsman Rogue has a 41.1% win rate.
Yeah, which is also down now, and no other class even gets close to the Hunter win rates. Like Hunter, it's all green and everything else is almost all red.
Yeah, I think the other ones... Mage has 3 decks currently with a positive win rate. So does Warrior and Warlock.
Yeah. It's...
oh wait, no, Warlock actually
has 2. It's very unbalanced. Paladin has 3.
Paladin has 3, and technically Big Spell Mage is just on the cusp of being negative. But still, it's like...
It's very, very unbalanced.
And then Hunter's worst archetype is Odd Hunter with a 51.2% win rate.
Yeah, and then we're talking about Odd Hunter here. Right?
Yeah, my point was that the worst win rate that a hunter, that a recognized hunter archetype will get is 51.2%. Yeah. It's not even like barely positive. Yes. That is somewhat strongly positive.
Yes.
Still.
So was this really a balance update? Because until the next rotation, it's going to be Hunterstone all the way. And even after that, there's not that many vital parts that go. Howlmaster Shaw is still there. The Rexar is gone, but Zul'jin is going to be there. Secrets are still there.
Rexar is going to be gone, and Razor Maw is going to be gone. I think those are the biggest
ones. Well, Katharina, I guess. Razor Maw is mostly important in the mid-range hunter.
Katharina will...
Spellstone is going to be gone, that is pretty huge in the Spells one.
In the Spell and Secret Hunter.
Yes.
I think most archetypes will be affected.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff will be affected. I mean, after rotation, a lot of stuff always changes. That is true.
But yeah, I mean, this is...
But right now, it's all Hunterstone. Like, what? I don't agree with this nerf for the most part. I really don't. Leeching Poison, okay, but refund Kingsbane. Odd Paladin, why did you have to do it? But I get it. I can understand a nerf to Odd Paladin, but not the way they did it.
Odd Paladin has a 55.6% win rate after the patch.
But I think that will still go down a little bit. It's also been played significantly less already.
It is still the 4th best deck in the game.
Yeah, but that will keep going down.
According to the tier list.
Yeah, that will go down. Give it a few weeks. So I guess we've been rambling on this for a long enough time. We still quickly have to mention the arena thing as well.
Yes.
There have been some arena updates. Now, most importantly, they took out Mind Control Tech. Mind Control Tech no longer in the draft pool.
It arguably was one of the strongest arena cards.
Yeah, it was very, very strong.
So I see where they're coming from.
This is the board-centric nature now. A bunch of cards have been taken out. A bunch of cards have been added back in. The link to
actually, they've only removed the one, right? The fallen cards will no longer appear in arena picks. It says Mind Control Tech, and then the fallen cards remain unavailable. Yes. So that's actually the only one that they removed.
But they put some back in from the class cards.
They put like about 3 per class back in.
So the list of those cards is going to be linked in the description. There's an article on playhearthstone.com where you can look up all those if you care to do so. And not like an update on the arena thing. Of course,
a total of 19 cards that were added back in.
Yes. So, of course, we're also going to have the link to the patch notes.
Yes.
The page we're reading off for the constructed gameplay. And we definitely want to hear your opinions on this. Now, I didn't want to sound too harsh, but in some things, I think this patch has been overhyped. I think people were too quick to jump on, oh, wow, the cancer is gone. They killed Odd Pally and Shutterlock. But is this really that good? To just kill a deck in cold blood like this?
Well, the thing is, they didn't kill Odd Paladin. They just made it in line with every other good deck.
Wait for it. It will go down. It will. It's gone down in popularity already, which is the most important thing. But it will also go down in win rate even more. I'm pretty sure of that. So, yeah, drop opinions in the comment section. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? I want to really have a discussion about this because this is game breaking. This is super, super important. So, thank you for watching the Hearthstone Report. Go check out, if you're interested in playing us, we have a tournament, right? TrashcanTV Hearthstone Challenge 2019. There was an info card in the beginning of this video. We have an announcement video on our channel if you're interested in playing.
Link to that is also in the description.
And win some free games on the YouTube channel, then sign up for that. And thank you for watching this video. Please drop a like, and we're going to see you in the next one. JJ.
That's it?
That's it.